What you're about to watch isn't just going to be a tense exchange over numbers. It's a masterclass in what happens when political spin collides head-on with facts and when a public official tries to sidestep accountability on one of the most urgent public safety crises in America, gun violence. Representative Rosa DeLauro is about to walk in with receipts, with clarity, and with something this administration seems almost allergic to.
DeLauro?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Just a quick note before I get to my questions. Fentanyl seizures are down 30% compared to last year, and that data is coming from the Customs and Border Patrol, CBP. I don't make it up, but fentanyl seizures are down. At your confirmation hearing, you asserted that you will do everything in your power to prevent illegal gun runners in our country. Your budget request for the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, ATF, proposes a cut of 26% below the current level. How can you justify such a massive cut without inevitably weakening ATF's ability to help our state and local law enforcement fight illegal gun trafficking? How many ATF law enforcement officers and industry operations investigators do you anticipate will be lost to attrition as a result of this funding reduction you're proposing?
So, I'm a career prosecutor, and I believe in keeping America safe, making America safe. First, what we're doing is ATF is going to be brought over with DEA. Everyone knows, everyone sitting up here, guns and drugs go together. They go together. We're going to make it more efficient. What I will tell you will not be happening is ATF agents will not be knocking on the doors of legal gun owners in the middle of the night asking them about their guns. They're going to be out on the streets. If I can finish, they're going to be out on the streets.
I have three minutes.
You asked me a question.
I did, and
you asked me a question.
And you haven't answered my question.
So they're going to be out on the streets working hand in hand with DEA to violate.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like an answer to my question. And the question is not being answered. How many ATF law enforcement officers and industry operations investigators do you anticipate will be lost to attrition as a result of the funding reduction you are proposing? You are proposing a 26% cut to ATF for fiscal year 2026, as well as a 4.4% cut to DEA. So you're going to merge the two agencies together, and then you're going to shortchange their resources, so neither one of them will be able to do the job that they have been designed to do. You've got a 34% cut to the high-intensity drug trafficking areas program, no dedicated money at all for the Organized Crime Drug Enforcement Task Force. So, in my view, it's fair to say that the Trump administration proposal shortchanges federal efforts to stop illegal gun trafficking and federal efforts to stop the flow of dangerous illegal drugs like fentanyl.
As I was attempting to answer your question very calmly, unlike you,
Excuse me, Madam Attorney General. Answer yes or no. Tell me what the numbers are. I don't want to hear all of your filibuster about this. Go ahead. Please, tell us the numbers.
So we are reorganizing. ATF agents want to be out on the street.
Okay,
working
let me answer the
DEA
question for you.
agents.
I'm going to answer it for you. Mr. Chairman, you give me a certain amount of time, and I have a high respect for you, but I don't have to listen, nor do my colleagues have to listen to a filibuster when it's a simple question. But I have an answer to your question. It's page 146 of the department's fiscal year 2026 budget, and the performance summary explicitly says, and let me quote, ATF will eliminate 541 industry operation investigators, reducing ATF's capacity to regulate the firearms and explosive industries by approximately 40% in fiscal year 2026. ATF will perform fewer regulatory inspections. And the department summary goes on to say, and let me quote, ATF anticipates a reduction of approximately 284 support personnel and 186 agents based on historical attrition patterns, and these personnel cuts will impact ATF across various functions, unquote. If the capacity to regulate firearms industry is reduced by 40%, if you are losing 186 ATF law enforcement agents on top of that, it is clear the direction you are headed with this budget. And that's what it is, isn't it? The proposal will weaken our ability to stop gun trafficking, and it will greatly reduce ATF support for state and local law enforcement that helps them prevent and solve violent crimes. It's a bad proposal.
Do you want to hear my answer in 3 seconds? You mentioned regulatory functions. We will not be having ATF agents go to the doors of gun owners in the middle of the night asking them about their guns, period. They will be out on the streets with DEA, guns and drugs.
How many
go
are
together.
gone?
We are not, it will be attrition. We are not firing agents. They will be working.
How many
with
have taken
DEA.
attrition?
Can I tell you that they all want to be on the streets? They want to be doing their jobs. They want to be
But you're getting them
seizing
off the
guns.
streets.
They want
You're getting
to.
them off
We're
the
putting
streets.
them on the streets. They want to be working with DEA.
You are getting them off the
will be
streets. There is no
efficient.
clear, and Mr.
We will
Chairman,
be
I yield back my
efficient.
time.
Basic math. And that is exactly why this moment matters. Attorney General Pam Bondi walked into this hearing insisting that a 26% cut to the ATF, the agency responsible for stopping illegal gun trafficking, is somehow part of a plan to make America safer. But the moment Rep. DeLauro asked for the numbers behind that claim, Bondi's answers evaporated. Instead of explaining how a gutting of resources would make communities safer, she kept pivoting to vague claims about efficiency, merging agencies, and promises that agents wouldn't be knocking on doors of legal gun owners at night. But here's the problem. None of that answered the actual question. None of that explained how fewer agents, fewer investigators, fewer inspectors, and fewer resources would help stop the flood of illegal guns that kill more than 40,000 Americans every single year. And when Bondi refused to answer a simple, direct request, how many employees ATF would lose, DeLauro did what every effective lawmaker should do. She answered the question herself, using Bondi's own budget documents. What DeLauro read aloud wasn't speculation. It was the administration's written plan, losing 541 investigators, a 40% reduction in regulatory capacity, 186 fewer ATF agents, and hundreds more support staff gone through attrition. These are the very people responsible for tracing firearms, stopping trafficking rings, inspecting gun dealers, and supporting state and local law enforcement. And those cuts don't make the country safer. They leave communities, schools, and police departments more vulnerable. This is the difference between rhetoric and reality. Bondi kept talking about putting agents on the streets, but the numbers show the opposite. You cannot simultaneously eliminate hundreds of agents and claim you're strengthening enforcement. You cannot cut ATF, cut DEA, cut high-intensity drug trafficking programs, and eliminate task force funding, and then insist you're fighting illegal guns and fentanyl harder than ever. That is not policy. That is propaganda. And this hearing shows why oversight matters. Without lawmakers like Rep. DeLauro who are willing to push past rehearsed talking points, the public would never know just how deep these proposed cuts run, or how dangerous they would be. It's easy to say you support law enforcement. It's harder to defend a budget that leaves them with fewer tools, fewer partners, and fewer people. What this moment ultimately reveals is a fundamental difference in priorities. House Democrats are focused on strengthening gun safety enforcement, not undermining it. They are focused on resourcing the agencies that stop violent crime, not hollowing them out. They are focused on evidence, not excuses. And conversations like this one highlight why voters must pay attention, not just to what politicians say, but to what they do. Budgets are moral documents. They tell the truth when rhetoric won't. And this budget tells a story of cuts, weakened enforcement, and a future where communities are left to bear the consequences. If you found this breakdown helpful, make sure you subscribe, share this video, and stay tuned, because these hearings are far from over, and the truth behind these proposals needs daylight. The more we understand, the more power we have to demand better leadership, better policies, and a safer America for everyone.